Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Rob. You are watching All Things NFTs, and today I want to do something very special. I figured it's time for us to do a very in-depth breakdown of Apes R Us. So let's jump right into it. Alright guys, just before we get started, there's just a couple things that I want to go through. So first of all, this is not financial advice. Please do your own research. Don't take my word for granted. Second of all, I am a moderator for this project, so I will try my best to pass on all this information as unbiased as possible. So please go out there, do your own research, look out there for the information. Everything that I will present, for the most part, will be information that is available out there on the internet. Aside from that, yes, you may experience a couple bits here and there where I will be sharing my opinion, but again, I want you to be fully aware of that. So let's get started. Alright guys, so I think the very best place to start this whole deep journey is actually with the team. So let's take a step back, let's analyze the team, who are the members behind it, and yeah, let's jump a little bit deeper. So first of all, there's a few key people in there. We've got David K, who's one of the co-founders. Then we have the artist who's very talented. His name is Cartoon. And yeah, you'll definitely be seeing his name a lot in there. But there's a few key players as well behind the scenes that you may or may not know about. So not exactly sure how familiar you guys are with some terms like Super Farm or Neo Tokyo, for example. And I'm not really gonna spend too much time explaining those two things, but if you are familiar, basically all you need to know is some of the major key players, some of the devs that run Super Farm as well as Neo Tokyo are actually part of the team helping us behind the scenes. So with that out of the way, let's actually look deeper into these some of these key people. So first of all, David K. Who is David K? So I've actually done an AMA with him. This is him right here. This was done about 2-3 months ago roughly. Look, it's pretty in-depth, obviously. You know, this was 2 months before launch, so you know, not a lot of information was released. There's a lot more stuff that we know now, and every single day there's more and more information. But if you want to watch this, you're more than welcome. So going a little bit deeper into David K, obviously, like I said, you can listen to this and you can hear a lot about his story, who he is, how he basically got to this point. But in essence, he's also the co-founder of this company right here called 4 Stages. Now, what 4 Stages is essentially, think of it like a launch pad, like in real life launch pad for artists. So they basically make connections with really talented artists out there, and they help them basically get them on the map. You know, they organize collabs, connections with big brands, big companies, and yeah, they really essentially put everything together. Now they also have released some merch, some toys, a bunch of artwork that literally sells out in seconds. This t-shirt right here, by the way, not sure if you guys noticed, but yeah, I'm literally wearing that right now, and it's freaking amazing, and I really love it. So yeah, look, I'm a really big fan of the merch. I'm a really big fan of everything they've done before, and it's not just merch they released, they've also done lots of collabs as well. You might see some stuff behind me as well, so that's one of the raisin toys in there. We've got some cups, a whole bunch of stuff that you guys will see in a very short time. But let's look into Cartoon, the artist, as well. So first of all, I just want to jump into this briefly. So this is a Medium article coming from Super Farm. So it basically talks about an interesting drop called Apes Stand Together. Now, I know that this is a video about Apes R Us, but if you're new, Apes Stand Together is very relevant because Apes Stand Together is the very first collection launched by Cartoon and David K. So it's technically called the Genesis collection. So let's look a little bit deeper. So first of all, Super Farm, you know, we're excited to announce an exclusive upcoming NFT drop with featuring a famous graffiti artist, Cartoon, and that's his link right there. So look, long story short, this was done roughly around August, I believe, last year. So it was really cool. So essentially there was 2 mints. Okay, so there was some mints that were available at 0.1, and there was some that were available at 1 ETH. Now they could actually evolve, which is really cool. This is not something that you see, you know, with most NFT projects out there. So as you can see here, it basically says what sort of chances that you have of of your NFT basically evolving into, and different things that it can access. Actually, sorry, just to clarify, this is not the evolving chances. This is actually relating to Ilio Trade's collection and your chances of basically getting access to this drop. But in essence, let me see if I can scroll down a little bit. Not sure if it's minted if it goes into details in here, but it basically says, so mystical fruits, those were available at 0.1 ETH, and it was a very limited collection. And then you also had the AS collection, which is stands for Apes Stand Strong. Now 20% of all the mystical fruits will randomly evolve at a given period in time. I believe it was roughly a month or 2 months later. So 20% of them evolved into this next stage of the NFT called Garden of Bloom, which is really cool. And then with the Ape Stand Strong collection, which is this right here, there were 50 of them that sold at 1 ETH each, and only one got to evolve into the Inferno right here. And this is the collection right here. So currently sitting at 0.35. This is the mystical fruits right here, and then here we have the first Garden of Blooms. And like I said, they do evolve, and if you scroll a little bit more, here we have the cheapest Ape Stand Strong. Now what's really cool about this, like I said, there's so much innovation. First we have the evolution, then we have more utility. Probably one of the coolest things by far, in my personal opinion, guys, is every single person that minted one of these or even bought on secondary before a certain time frame, which I believe was around October, November-ish, maybe even late December, you basically had pretty much until December to claim one of these prints, like an actual print like this in real life. Let's see, that's pretty loud. So you would actually get one of these printed versions on a glass, fully signed with Superfarm logos, with cartoon signature, marked, delivered to your door. And I'm talking, it's one of these massive ones, so it's really stunning, really incredible. So much value basically being provided by the team and everybody else. So I personally found that really awesome. Now let's jump into the artist. So we got Cartoon right here. This is his Instagram. He's got just under 100,000 followers. Now here's a few things that you need to know about Cartoon if you're new to this space. So first of all, you'll probably be able to tell this for yourself. He's extremely talented. I mean, look at this. This is stuff that he's doing in real life. He did this graffiti just I think it was the day of the public sale, or maybe a few days before the public sale, or maybe a few days before the pre-sale, roughly, if I remember right. But yeah, January 19th. So yeah, about what, 2 weeks or so before or like a week before the pre-sale. But yeah, I mean, look, he's really talented, and more than just talent, there's a few things that are really cool. So the whole apes and everything, I'm sure you would have noticed, bored apes behind me and whatnot. Everybody these days basically, they come into the space and they're like, yep, we're just gonna create and some sort of ape project. You know why? Because obviously Big Daddy's there, bored apes, so people obviously love apes. But that's different with Cartoon, because you see Cartoon, he's been doing apes well before the bored apes. If you're not familiar with NFTs and this space, bored apes only came around in May 2021, so not even a year ago, guys. On the other hand, you can keep scrolling and keep scrolling for like, I don't know, probably 5-10 minutes on his Instagram, and like, when was this posted? This was 2019. Right, so you can keep scrolling. I think at one point I stopped at like 2010, so just imagine how many posts this guy has. But yeah, he's been doing apes for years, well before apes that were cool. So I think that really does speak volumes, because it in essence, it shows that it's natural, it's genuine. It's not one of those projects, follow the trend. Oh yeah, apes are cool, let's do apes. No, this is genuine. This is his identity. This is Cartooning himself. So yeah, apes is his thing. Look at that, 2018. And like I said, I can keep scrolling. I can keep scrolling, and this will go on forever, really. But yeah, he's very talented. He's done so many cool things. Apes is really his thing, which is really freaking awesome. But it's not just that, it's deeper. We're talking about an artist that first of all is about to have some work done at Sotheby's. You will hear about that very soon, and I think that is really mind-blowing. And if you're not familiar, look, I'm not going to go into too many details, but let me put things very simple. The way majority of NFT projects launch is basically, how can I put it? So they create the artwork, okay? In some cases, there may be an artist behind it. In some, like majority of them, to be honest, it's probably just like a Fiverr artist, you know, somebody they hired for like a few $100s or something, and the art is usually trash. And then after they sell out, they come up with a promises. Yes, we will do the merch. Yes, you know, we want to give you utility. We want to do this. We'll, you know, websites and all this stuff. But what's really cool about these guys, you know, David and Katoon, they've been working on all of this before, well before the mint in the first place. So Katoon, man, he's been doing crazy, just insane collabs. Insane. Like never before seen. Like I said, first of all, he's got this Sotheby's stuff coming up, which is insane. Majority of the really big key players, artists in the space, haven't even had anything done at Sotheby's, okay? If you don't know how big that is, maybe take a moment to research it. On the other hand, like I said, he's been doing some crazy collabs, you know. So this is some Nike little promo that he's done. He's done work with KFC, Food Locker, Vans, the shoes, Marshall headphones, JBL speakers. The list goes on and on. There's so many stuff, like it's insane, you know, the amount of collabs they've done with big brands and also big artists is insane. I mean, look, this is an artwork that he's done for Chris Brown's mixtape. I think that's Young Thug. You know, he's also done the cover for Chris Brown's single Undecided. This was what must have been like 2018, 2019. He's done work for and with Post Malone, Dua Lipa. So there's a bunch of artists, guys. There's so much stuff, and that to me is like insane. So we have all of those things. Then you add on the merch and the actual physical things. You know, like for example the branding collabs. Let me actually quickly put my sound down a little bit. Yeah, then we have stuff like this, you know, which is insane. Let's see if it loads. By the way, this is the guy right there. I'm not sure if you guys see him. This was such a limited sale. I think there were only 50 of them, and I managed to cop one, which is insane. So I'm super grateful. But yeah, man, the amount of stuff that they dropped. Like I said, look, when was this? November, guys. This was November 2021. So what's that? Like 3 months before the launch of the project. Do you realize how crazy this sounds? How crazy this is? No project out there has ever done anything like this, from my understanding, okay? It's usually the other way around. Build a hype, the project, then you come up with the merch and the stuff, you know? So that's one of them. Then they had like a more recent hype one, which was, I'm not sure if it's in here. I may have to blur my screen for a second. Not sure if it'll come up. Let's see if I type in hype. Pretty sure it's this. Yep. So this was there's a recent collab in here that these guys hype have done with Katoon. So it's right here. This is again really cool. So a bunch of merch that they dropped. And if you don't know hype, this is actually a massive brand. There's like, I'm from Melbourne, Australia, and we've actually got one of these shops, hype shops, in one of the big shopping centers up here, which is insane, you know. So this is not like little, like, you know, one of those little Shopify stores, Shopify brands. This is massive, guys, you know. I mean, look at this, you know, there's a lot of like it's, man, it looks badass. And I've got one of the hoodies, I've got the cups in there, there's I think I've got a backpack as well. So it's freaking amazing. I love it. I really genuinely fucking love it. Look how cool this is, man. Come on, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, this is what I got. They are right there. But yeah, so look, this is just you know, some of the stuff that were available. I've got this hoodie right here. So it's just down there. Yeah, I was actually thinking to get, this is an actual rug, which is insane. That you can I think you can see it on Katoon's page if I go back a couple clicks, or maybe not. Anyway, but yeah, look guys, you get the point. You know, Katoon is a crazy artist. They've done a whole bunch of really crazy stuff well before any of the major drops, which is really mind-blowing. And you know, I think the next point that, you know, it's important for us to talk about is this super farm. And again, if you're not familiar with super farm, it's literally insanely massive. You know, this, as a matter of fact, Cartoon broke the record for the very first pretty much the biggest and the first artist to launch on the platform, you know, the Superfarm launchpad, which is insane. And it's only getting bigger. You know, there's some really crazy things they've got lined up in store, and Superfarm is not stopping. Again, Superfarm is not going anywhere. Superfarm is, in my personal opinion, gonna be one of the most recognizable names in the NFT space in the next 24 to 48 months. Just absolutely insane. So I definitely recommend take a moment, look into Superfarm. What is Superfarm? What are some things that they got going? Because it is really massive stuff. Okay, but I think it's time for us to go deeper. All right, guys, with that out of the way, it's finally time, the moment you've been waiting for, Apes R Us. Let's look into Apes R Us. Okay, so here it is. The amazing website. Look, there's so many great, really great things these guys have done, the way they launched it. In my opinion, there's nothing out there that no other projects that have done a launch as good as Apes R Us. So let me quickly go into the launch, basically the story, the idea, every single thing that you need to know about Apes R Us. So what I personally really love is David and basically the whole team behind Apes R Us are massive on community. Community is basically the most important thing to them. So it's community first, money later, profits later. Every single thing does not count, right? So they always want to look after the community. So and that's one thing that I genuinely do appreciate. And that's another thing that I'm so involved with. You know, another reason why I'm so involved with Apes R Us is because I can tell the guy is freaking genuine, man. You know, he genuinely cares about people. And that's the sort of founders that you want to have behind a project, okay? Because essentially they'll never let you down. But in essence, to give you guys a summary, so what essentially took place. So pretty much the Discord came into being, from my understanding, around maybe mid-September, very early October. I personally joined the Apes R Us Discord, the Cartoon Discord, on the 23rd of October. You know, I spent probably half an hour now doing a bit of research. Within the first hour, I purchased my MF Mystical Fruit from the AST collection. And not long after that, you know, like everything made sense to me. I was like, my God, this is going to be one of the greatest things out there, like ever released, you know. So I reached out to David and actually asked to be a mod. And like I said, back then, things, you know, they definitely weren't the way they are now. So to put it in perspective, David is, like I said, really big on community, and he never wanted to do any invite contests, okay? He didn't want people to basically grind for whitelist. He didn't want people to, you know, just spam the invites, you know, get all those bots, and he just wanted everything to be genuine and real, you know? Because most projects, man, you can literally, you know, there's so many fake projects out there where they have like 200,000 members or something crazy like that. And in reality, guys, okay, sorry to break it to you guys, if you're new, this probably not gonna sound too good, but 70 to 80% of those 200,000 are probably bots. They're not even real people. And one thing that I'm really proud to say is the way David basically handled the launch. He wanted genuine real people. So there was no marketing, there was no paid influencers, there was no invite contest, no bots, no shilling, none of that sort. It was genuine word of mouth. If you knew of Apes R Us, you knew of Apes R Us. And it is because somebody introduced you to the project, a real person, okay? Somebody messaged you, or maybe you heard about it somehow. It was genuine word of mouth. And that's what I really love. So to put it in perspective, because of that and how things were launched, just before we were approaching our pre-sale phase, if I'm not mistaken, we were sitting on something like 5,700 Discord members, and probably the Twitter page was roughly around the same followers, you know, maybe 5,000 or so. Another really cool thing that David basically decided to do is every single person that was holding one NFT from the previous collection, essentially they could, well, number one, if they held it before 10th of December, they would get whitelisted for the Apes R Us drop. And number two, whether you did that before or whether, you know, you purchased it after the 10th of December or whatever, either way, you could either claim 1 or 2 free Apes R Us NFTs. So if you held the Mystical Fruits or the Garden of Bloom, you'd be entitled to claim 1. And if you held one of the Ape Stand Strong or the Evolved Inferno, either one or those, you know, 2, you could claim 2 free Apes R Us NFTs. Okay, so meaning all you have to do is pay gas. And to put in perspective, guys, the launch, the mint price was 0.08, and like I said, just by holding one of the previous collection NFTs, you could essentially get 1 or 2 free NFTs. You only pay gas, which is really, really cool. Now, again, because everything, you know, the way everything was structured, it was all about community. You know, we wanted the community to basically have a chance at minting an amazing project. And I have been pushing this literally, you know, well, not quite pushing it like aggressively or anything, but I've been telling people, man, this is going to be massive. Don't sleep on Apes R Us. And, you know, some people listened, some people didn't. But the point is, it was extremely freaking fair. The problem with most drops out there is that there's so many newbies, there's so many people that don't know how to do their own research. You know, they sit on Twitter all day and then bam, an influencer. Wow. Somebody with 50, 100, 300, whatever thousand followers on Twitter, he posts about a project. Yes, this is great, and then everybody flocks to it. But that's not the point, guys. You're doing it wrong, okay? If you're doing that, you're doing it wrong. Let's just say that. You need to sit down and do your own research, and that's exactly what David was basically aiming for, and it worked. It's insane. It was the most, like, that's what I mean. It was the most incredible launch, the most fair launch ever that I have witnessed. This is the equivalent of Bored Apes. I'm not kidding. In terms of the launch, Bored Apes, it was such a freaking fair mint price, a mint drop. I think they didn't sell out for like 24 hours, okay? Or maybe even close to 2 days. So people literally had like 2 days to mint. And then obviously, you know, over some time, things started to take off. But it was the same here. You know, we had the pre-sale. In the pre-sale, some of the people minted their 2 NFTs, which is what they could mint if you're whitelisted. And then you could either claim on top of that, you know, if you held an Ape Stand Strong NFT, you could either claim 1 or 2 free NFTs. Now, again, guys, what's really crazy is by the end of the pre-sale, I think we were I don't know, we gone through something like 3,000 or 4,000 NFTs, so there was still about 4,000 left for the public. And when the public came, initially it took off really quickly, you know, we started selling off, but then it started to slow down because a lot of the people weren't sure, you know. So to put in perspective, let's say, I'm throwing a bit of numbers out there. Let's say we had like 4.5 or 5,000 minted, but then when you went to OpenSea, the floor was sitting basically at around 0.1 or maybe close to mint price, because people just they had no idea what they were doing. So this is pretty much right here, as you can see. So this was around the, you know, the beginning of public sale right here, and the floor was, like I said, 0.1, maybe even a tiny bit under. And, you know, everybody was like, oh, we don't know what to do, whatever, all these, like, you know, just weird things. And on the other hand, people that were smart, they kept accumulating. These are the people that you know, were doing research. You know, they were either buying the floor or they were minting a few more. You know, a lot of people just you know, decided to sit around and wait. And then guess what happened? You know, we ended up getting to 85% sold. This is genuine sold, meaning word of mouth, with no shilling, like I said, none of that paid influencer stuff. And then it finally happened. The thing that, you know, I've been basically preaching from basically day one. Let me quickly show you this screenshot right here. So this was actually the day before, just a few hours before Chaos Unleashed. in the whole Apes R Us Discord and the whole platform. So Steve right here, who's an absolute legend, by the way, I just want to give him a quick shout out. Look, I can't see the whole message because this is obviously a screenshot, but it's basically saying it's not a race to sell out. Obviously a lot of early supporters of this project got into the whitelist, free mints, holding whatever the public mint was. Again, I don't know what he's saying because I don't have the whole message, but here's my reply. 100%, this is actually an incredibly rare opportunity for the little guys to be able to get in. It's usually the whales that get in and then they chill it on their Twitter and the little guys come in and buy their bags. You are here early before this blows up. Believe me, if you think this is over, it ends here, you are gravely mistaken. I've said it time and time again, David is a genius. You guys are not ready for him. I'm calling it nice and early. David will be one of the most recognizable faces in the NFT space in 1 year. Done. Screenshot this. So I just posted this, I think it was a few days ago, but this is literally what happened. Like literally what I said literally took place, because I don't know, something like 5 or 6 or 7, maybe even 8 or 10 hours roughly after I made this comment inside the Discord, FaZe Banks, who's like a massive gamer, streamer / influencer, he's quite big into NFTs as well. I think he's got a following of, I don't know, a few million or something all across his platforms. But yeah, he jumped onto it. He basically posted it on his Instagram and he ended up minting 70 and chaos unleashed. He posted about it, he minted 70, and next thing you know, a bunch of other big influencers jumped in. Like for example, I think his name is JT or JD, which is the founder of the whole NFT Instagram page / Twitter page. We had Farco, you know, the whole guy with Cool Cats, a whole bunch of like really big guys, you know, some of the Bored Ape holders jumped in, and yeah, it was insane, you know. And next thing they follow, like I said, we were sitting at 85%, then the Banks tweet happened. I just minted 70 Apes R Us, and we basically sold out, I think, in less than 5 minutes. It was like everything was flying, and it was chaos. Like I said, we went from what, like 5,000 to 5,700 members when we were sitting at 85% to the whole Banks tweet. We basically jumped like 2,000 members, I would say, Discord members, in probably an hour, maybe 2 hours roughly. So it was chaos. Think about it. You know, there's all these people that are, you know, they've done the research, well, most of them, you know, they understand who we are, and then boom, we're getting flooded with all these new people, and everybody's like, when is mint? Can I buy? What do I buy? Where's the links? What do I do? And everybody's freaking out. And obviously because it's sold out, this, you know, drove the whole process into FOMO. Everybody went on the secondary market. They went onto the OpenSea collection right here and just exploded, as you can see here. And I'm talking within an hour, probably not even an hour, you know, we went from 85% minted and a floor price of something like 0.1 pre-reveal. Keep in mind, meaning your NFT is not revealed, you don't know whether you have a rare or, you know, a common or whatever. And within an hour, we went from 0.08, maybe 0.1, all the way to 0.8. That was the top. And look, I know that right here on OpenSea says average price, but keep in mind, again, that's the average price, you know. So yeah, we went all the way to 0.8, and people were still buying. I mean, you can even see right here in the screenshot, you know, we had 52 sales, secondary and OpenSea, and then the next day 3,060, and it was crazy. People were like buying, and you know, everybody's going wild. But that's what I mean, that, you know, the whole process was insane, because the people that you know, sat down, they did their research, they looked at the team, they looked at the utility, they looked at everything these guys have done in the past, and it's basically check mark after check mark after check mark, you know, like hit after hit after hit, you know what I mean? Like David, Katoon, and the, you know, the other devs, man, everything they do it right. And like I said, the people that were smart and they, you know, recognize this, they are in a very good bloody position right now. Now let's talk about the present moment, where we are right now with the Apes R Us collection. So it's exactly what you'd expect from, you know, an influencer shield project. See, the difference with these guys, again, this is a bit of a history lesson, I suppose. not quite history, but you know, it's like a one-on-one educational NFT lesson for you guys. If you have a project that is insanely hyped, you know, all the influencers everybody's talking about, I really don't want to name names, but I'm sure you have some that, you know, are coming to your mind. But yeah, usually what they do is they do this and then they do this, because, you know, like, if you guys are waiting for an influencer to talk about it, or even if you see influencers talking about it, how can I say this? Basically sit down and do your own research. There's how do you know, genuinely, I'm genuinely asking you this, you know, you right now, I'm talking to you, okay? How do you genuinely know that the person, this influencer, whoever his name is or her name, posting on Twitter this moment about this project, how do you know that he's genuinely invested, okay, meaning he genuinely believes in it, or that he got paid to talk about it? How do you know? You don't. And that's the problem. You know, most people are following this crazy shielding, and like I said, things go up and then they go down, and that's again what kind of happened with Apes R Us. You know, lots of people FOMO'd in. Some people bought at 0.6 and 0.7, some bought at 0.8, and we're not talking about one NFT, you know, we're talking about 3, 4, 5, 6. And then these are the same people that jumped in and literally went to OpenSea and clicked buy in seconds, you know, like what, 10 minutes, a few minutes after we've sold out. And they had zero understanding of who we are, what we do, and then this whole thing just basically, you know, released all this drama because they had no idea what they bought. They didn't understand who we are. They didn't understand the value. And then, as you would expect for people that, you know, bought in for the simple intention of flipping, what do you think would happen? I mean, like, let's think logically, guys. What do you think would happen? Obviously, they freak out because they don't understand what they just bought. They're hating themselves because they bought the top. And what are they going to do? They're going to FUD and they're going to, you know, basically try to get out because they're like, oh my God, oh no, I've made a mistake. I bought this. Oh, let me quickly sell before it goes down to zero. Which is really funny, by the way. On the other hand, you know, obviously the flow dropped a little bit, like I said, from 0.8, but this is actually a very, very good price. Keep in mind, guys, this is insane. This is such a good price for post-reveal project. Like I said, most post-reveal projects, man, they are terrible. And the way Apes R Us handled everything is insane. I mean, first of all, we got 0.25 floor price. Second of all, we got 4,000 holders already, which is insane, which means the majority of people hold about 2 apes each. This is really bullish numbers, guys. Okay, if you have been in the space for a little while and you understand the things that I'm mentioning right now, you understand how massive this is. Very bullish. Okay, now look, things are not all blue skies. There's definitely a few issues that I want to talk about. Probably the biggest by far is OpenSea itself. We've had a number of challenges. So let me take a quickly one step back. I'm just gonna open up the Apes R Us contract right here. Yeah, look, very close to 4,000 holders. Now, a few things that are worth mentioning. And I'm not going to go into too many details, but I will mention. So as you can see right here, this is an ERC1155 token. If you don't know what this is, I'm not going to sit down and explain it. But I'm just going to mention this. That's it. I'm ending the conversation right here. Next. Slightly, very, very slightly, because of this and OpenSea itself, there's been a few issues with OpenSea. So first of all, the total number of NFTs are not showing up. As you can see, it's meant to be 8,444, out of which I believe 100 are not showing just yet. So this is on, and by the way, that's the one-of-ones. So all of the one-of-ones are not showing, and that's all on the OpenSea's end. If you actually look inside the contract, you can see that they are there, they are minted, they're sitting, everything's good to go. It's essentially just a bug on, you know, the OpenSea platform. So we've been having a bunch of problems just because of OpenSea. So, you know, another issue that we're having right now is rarity. So, you know, we've actually paid, don't quote me on this, I might potentially get this wrong. I know 100% that it is Rarity Tools, but there's one more platform, I think Rarity Sniper, I believe, that David essentially paid for us to basically get listed in there, and everything's good to go. the only thing we're waiting for is for OpenSea to update their thing. And I mean, it's so tiny what they have to do. It's a bit ridiculous. I'm not going to go into too much details, but it's something that they could literally do in minutes. And the team is constantly sending email after email on a daily basis, trying to reach out. But look, if you're new into the space, or I mean, if you've been around for even a little bit, you'll understand how terrible OpenSea is with support. You're not gonna get really anywhere. So the challenge that we're facing is, until OpenSea gets this whole thing sorted out, we can't actually release the rarity, because the rarity would not be accurate, because the total number of NFTs are not showing up. So meaning, you know, they're not fully accounted. So imagine if you did a rarity for 8,344 items, and then next week, so let's say we did the rarity now, and then next week OS fixes their stuff, and then, you know, you get the other 100 showing up. Well, then guess what? The rarity that you're looking at is no longer accurate, because now you have 100 extra NFTs with different traits, and, you know, whatever, maybe you bought something that you thought was going to be rare, and now suddenly it's not as rare. You know what I mean? So we've decided to obviously wait it out. We didn't want to screw the community. Like I said, David is all about the community. It's a really unfortunate what's happening, because, you know, we got to deal with OS, which is terrible. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, you know, it's really a matter of us basically dealing with this. Yeah, on the other hand, look, here's the art as well, guys. Not sure if everybody, I imagine if you're watching this video, you probably have already seen this. But yeah, here's the art. My internet is obviously a little bit slow now because I'm recording and whatnot. But yeah, really cool art, and the name fits in so well. That's what I personally feel. You know, like the whole Apes R Us is like very like fun, out there, you know, and like I'm sure you know what Apes R Us really kind of, you know, the idea kind of stems, and that's kind of like Toys R Us. This is my perception of it, so this is not word for word from David or anything like that, but the way I look at it is, you know, you have Toys R Us, and they have, like, imagine it's kind of like you know, all the toys in the world from all the, you know, companies, whatever, and it was awesome, and obviously they closed down now, but that's a different story. But that's kind of Apes R Us, you know. Apes R Us, they have all these different movie themes, cartoon themes, things incorporated in the art, and it really does reflect. So for example, that's Spider-Man right there. Let me see if I can find some others. This is the Vegeta's suit, I believe, you know, from Dragon Ball. What else can I find? This is a Piccolo's thing. This is from One Piece, the hat. Obviously there's a bunch that I don't recognize as well, but there's many that I do recognize. And that's, you know, it's really cool, because I grew up with, you know, watching cartoons, anime, and, you know, the whole Marvel stuff, and it's really freaking awesome to see. There's obviously a lot of you know, their own their own traits as well, but there's a lot that have been inspired from different things. And also, just to put it out there, this is totally fine, guys. I know this was a question that we had in the past, or is it fine to incorporate art from, you know, derivatives and all that sort of stuff, and the answer is yes, it's totally fine, because you're not copying. It's essentially a derivative. So it's totally cool, guys. So yeah, this is what the mask from Mutant Turtle Ninjas or whatever. Oh god, I'm bad at this. But yeah, there's a lot of, obviously, you know, all the really cool ones, you know, the derivatives. Mojo Jojo from Powerpuff Girls, most of the derivatives have already sold, so, you know, and if they are available, they're obviously, you know, well above the floor, probably 1.8 plus. Let me actually quickly jump to 1.8. Let's see what's sitting at 1.8 floor and above. But yeah, this is usually what you'll see, you know, like the cooler stuff. So this is the Goku suit. Like I said, there's some things that I recognize. This is a really cool one. So it's got the Goku hair, you know, the Vegeta suit, really cool. I believe this is the what's that guy's name? It was like a scary movie. Some guy from a scary movie, and he's wearing, you know, the red striped shirt. I'm sure you remember. Can't remember the guy's name. This is the hand from what's that movie, man? from the 80s. You know, the guy with the red jacket and he's driving the motorcycle. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, that's inspired from that. This is Zelda, you know, Pac-Man background. There's so many cool things and I really love it. Like, it's the coolest freaking collection ever. But look, let's jump into a few other things, guys. So let's look into the roadmap a little bit. So right here on the website, it says, let's talk about the roadmap. So step one was launch our first NFTs with a great platform, Super Farm. So they've already done that. That's the Ape Stand Together, Ape Stand Together collection, which is right here, which is, you know, the first one that I showed you. And then it says milestone 2. Launch our Avatar Gen 1 series, which is the Apes R Us collection. Okay, so that's done. Then we have milestone 3, which says start the Apes R Us pool. Now, I've been getting so many questions about what is this pool. Can somebody tell me what the pool is? And the answer is nobody really knows. Okay, but here's what we do know about this magical pool. David actually confirmed, he made an announcement that the news will drop on February 14th. What an amazing day to choose, Valentine's Day. It's, you know, it's gonna be a great day for a lot of us. Yeah, I don't know how many guys will actually end up spending their day with their girlfriends, because they'll be probably too busy, you know, looking into this and researching what is this pool. I know that's probably gonna be me. Anyway, milestone 4, expansion of milestone 2 with a few bananas, a few pills, and a few funky things, inclusive of airdrops to holders and community members. I don't know what to say, guys. I mean, it's obviously very vague. There's not an exact concrete something, you know, like knowing exactly what's going to happen. And that's one thing that I genuinely love, because, you know, the true holders, the true diamond hands, man, like based on, like I said, my personal belief is that they'll be rewarded quite heavily, because this is, again, my belief, not financial advice. Mostly, like, you know, yes, the roadmap is great, the art is insane, but my bets are always on the team and you know, their beliefs as a being. And David, like I said, he's got his priorities straight. So milestone 5, incorporate the Apes R Us avatars through brand collaborations with merchandise, collectibles, 3D figures, toys, and augmented reality artwork showcased in galleries across the globe. That sounds insane. How crazy that sounds. Okay, so, and obviously you see a few things in here. So that's a toy, a watch, a t-shirt, a hoodie. Look, I don't want to say anything, I really don't, but think outside the box. This is my opinion. I don't know anything, I just really want to make things clear. But my personal opinion is, you know, if we're looking at the history of some of the collabs that Cartoon has had in the past, and then you read this thing again, things get exciting very quickly. That's all I'm gonna say. Milestone 6, putting our avatars into games with gaming studios. Again, very, very exciting. Very, very exciting. So yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly what this means, you know. Does it mean a game? I don't know, you know. So again, it's very vague, but it's, you know, I'm sure things will get more and more revealed with time. Milestone 7, create artist crossovers, NFT project crossovers and collaborations. So yeah, so that's basically the roadmap. Another thing that I do want to mention is roadmap 2.0 is set to release, I believe, also on the 14th, if I'm not mistaken. So we're getting very, very close to that. Now, here's a bunch of really, you know, just information about reveal and minting stuff, but there's a couple things that I do want to show you guys in here as well. One of which is this right here. What are the licensing rights, intellectual property? This is something that look, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I want you guys to sit down and read this, because this is insane. If you guys understand how massive this is ridiculous. This is exactly what this whole crypto space / NFT aims at bringing into fruition. It's essentially Web3 in itself, where you own your own NFT and you can do whatever you want. You can go out there, you know, you can print it on t-shirts, you can write books about it, you can have it in a music video, you can have it in a movie, and you can receive royalties for that. Like, it's insane. So Again, there's a few bigger collections out there that have this incorporated, but not many. Very few. Bored Apes, for example, is one of those. And there's a lot of people that have got very creative. Like I said, you know, we're talking about books, merchandise, so many things. So just by owning this NFT, the world opens up to so many more other things. So this in itself, insane. The other thing, well, I suppose two other things that I want to mention is, let's jump into this first of all, and then I'll talk about the second thing. So right here, some information about the one-of-ones and the WWF team NFTs. So a while back, really a while back, I reckon around December-ish, they basically announced a partnership with WWF Malaysia. It was around here. This is, by the way, Triton Poker. Again, another really cool things about Apes R Us is, man, the collabs that they had and partnerships before the mint is insane. So we got Triton Poker, WWF Malaysia, Super Farm, I think there's one or two more, like really crazy things, you know what I mean? Like, who does this? Oh yeah, New Era cap. Like, New Era is massive, guys. You know, I love hats. I know I'm racking, you know, I'm wearing what do you call it, a strap back or whatever you call them. But I used to, when I was younger, I used to be massive into snapbacks. And you know, if you were around, say 10 or 15 years ago, even 20, I believe, man, New Era is essentially like the GoDaddy for snapbacks, and you know, that whole hip hop movement side of things. So that's massive. So this is the post right here. We have partnered Malaysian artist cartoon. So that's WWF Malaysia. So in essence, what this means, if we go back to the website, so there's 100 WWF themed, meaning where is it? I've lost it. Meaning they'll have some sort of theme, WWF related theme, so some sort of animal or something in the NFT itself. And in essence, 100 of these will be sold, some in auction, I believe. That's what it says in here. And all of the proceeds that are made from selling these 100, all of them are 100% going to WWF Malaysia. So I personally found it really amazing. It's essentially a really nice way to give back to a really nice charity, while at the same time giving the community an opportunity to own a very rare and unique NFT. On the other hand, there is the one-of-ones NFTs, which is a total of 100 of them, okay? So there's 100 NFTs. Like it says in here, some of these are held back for community, marketing, future partnerships, collaborations, and you know, a few of other things. So to put it in perspective, they've held back 444 mints, out of which 100 the WWF, 100 the one-on-ones, and 244 which is all for community members, staff members, and basically marketing and whatnot. And the amount of giveaways they have been doing just in the last week and a half is insane. They've given out so many NFTs and they still are, like, it's insane. I've seen this happen. This is my experience. Again, I know I'm a moderator and I'm trying to make this whole video as clear and as unbiased as possible. And again, that's another thing that impressed me, is because I have been, I suppose, let's just say I minted. That's the best way. I minted a bunch of different projects, and it's very common for them to hold 100, 200, 300, 400 NFTs, you know, and they always say for giveaways, for things. And I can tell you, man, there's a lot of these projects that I've been, you know, that I actually stayed behind for a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. And once in a blue moon, man, like, I'm not joking, once every 2-3 months, maybe they give away one. And it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Again, apologies. I don't mean to, you know, badmouth other projects, but that's another thing that really impressed me, is because they genuinely keep to their word. David is a freaking genius and a very honest person, and that's another thing that I really like. Now, the third thing, which, like I said, there was one more thing that I wanted to show you on the website, is this right here, which is the provenance. This is quite advanced, by the way. In essence, how can I explain this? The easiest way to put it, let's just give you guys a quick history break. There was a lot of projects in the past, not a lot, but some really big projects that were hyped, like to the freaking moon by influencers. And basically what they've done is the same thing. They hold some of the NFTs back, or they or the other thing is they obviously sell out, and then you, for whatever reason, you get team members or founders buying random NFTs from OpenSea, and on reveal they find out that those random ones that they bought turned out to be the rarest. And it's insane, because that means that they obviously knew which ones were the rarest. And in essence, this is what this is. This is proof for everybody to see that it is absolutely impossible for any living person. Doesn't matter. You could be the greatest genius. You could be David. You could be the one of the devil super farm or Neo Tokyo or whatever. It would be impossible for you to know which NFT pre-reveal was rare or which one was common. It's literally impossible. I don't fully understand this 100%. What I understand, from my understanding again, is, so you've got the images, and then you're obviously going to mint your NFTs, and then you got this, there's a random number that gets triggered upon just before reveal, from my understanding, and you get a random number. I don't know, to what sort of number they can get, like how high or how low it can go. But right here, for example, it says 1043. So again, I know if you read this in more detail, it'll tell you exactly. And you can see each NFT, and the hash, all those details. And but yeah, in essence, you can see how they were mixed, and the mix number was 1043. That's pretty much what it is. But again, I don't fully 100% understand this, but I know this is insane. In essence, they are fully transparent. So that's that, guys. Let me see what else I can talk about. Utility. That's something that's been questioned over and over again. Is the utility for Apes R Us, is the utility for Apes stand together beyond Apes R Us? Because obviously some people got the free claims, and then the whitelist spots. The answer is yes. Do I know what it is? I've got no idea, guys. So how I do know this is the same way those that are in the Discord right now would know. Okay, so if you're in the Discord and if you're active, you'd know that David is an amazing guy. And if you actually pay attention to what he says, he doesn't say it often. He's not going to make an announcement in the announcement channel. It'll be in general chat. Sometimes somebody will ask a question and he'll leave some hints. But there's been multiple hints at potential utility, further utility for the Apes Stand Together collection, as well as the Apes R Us collection, okay, which is very exciting. Again, I've got no idea. Nobody knows what this utility is. Again, if you go on the website, there's some stuff that you could potentially read. It does give you some hints. Actually, there is something that I want to talk about just quickly. Just because if you're new, if you just heard about Apes R Us and you haven't been around, say, I don't know, 2 weeks ago or something, there's something very interesting that's going on in the background, and I just thought I'd put it out there just to for everybody to be aware. So about 2-3 weeks ago, maybe slightly before the mint started, there was a few very interesting posts that were made on this on this Twitter page, and it was in relation to the Apes stand together, particularly the mystical fruits and the Garden of Bloom. I'm pretty sure the tweet is basically deleted now, but if you want to scroll back, you can potentially find it. But in essence, there was 2 or 3 tweets. One of them said something like, I wonder what would happen if all of a sudden mystical fruits and Garden of Bloom suddenly start to disappear. Okay, so if you're new, maybe that's scary, I don't know, but if you've been around and you understand how utility works and things like that, you probably are starting to understand where this is heading to, and that to me is a little bit of a sign. I'm not going to go into too much detail. That's for you guys to sit down and understand more clearly, but again, it's very exciting stuff. So, and again, there's things that you really have to sit down. That's all I'm going to say. You have to sit down and analyze every single tweet. Okay, David is a genius. I want you to think about how the drop happened. Okay, he rewarded the true believers. the OG members, basically everybody that was there nice and early got heavily rewarded. Why? Because they had a chance to be part of something great before the whales. Now that's what I mean. I need you guys to pay attention to everything that you see from David or on the Apes R Us Instagram or Twitter for that matter, and really pay attention, because nothing is done, you know, randomly. Everything is done for a reason and a purpose. So again, one last thing, apes stand together, always four. And there was another post which I think it might have been deleted, again something like very cryptic, like a very cryptic message, and it was only up for like an hour and then it got deleted. So there's a lot of little hints they leave like this, and again, I don't know what they mean, but I also don't think that it's random. You know, like this for example, this sounds like a riddle. Who will become king of the hill? Roll the dice and take your chances. The battleground commences soon. Who am I? All I can say, guys, David has proven to me to be an absolute genius. Time and time again. He's not the type of person to just, you know, do things for no reason. There's a reason behind this, okay? So I suggest you guys start paying attention, because in the future, it might be, you might be rewarded. I don't know. I don't know what it means. You know, maybe... I don't know, guys. This is speculation now right here on video with you guys, okay? Let me see if there's anything else that I missed. I really think this is basically a really great overall breakdown. I do suggest that, you know, if you guys intend on buying one, if you don't, you know, if you want to wait, that's truly up to you. But yeah, my suggestion is if you do buy one, make sure you do join the Discord, make sure you verify yourself, so you get access to the private members only channels. There's a lot of alpha being shared in there. You can obviously, you know, communicate with others. And it's really cool the way it's set up, because, you know, members can not only, you know, meet each other and, you know, have access to each other, but you can also work together to bring the whole IP/licensing rights to life together, you know. So that to me is really mind-blowing. The other thing that I wanted to mention is, if you're new, or even if you have some experience, let's make some things clear from the start, okay? This is sold out, guys. It's sold out. Let me say it again. Apes R Us and even the Apes Stand Together collection is sold out forever. It is never going to be minted again. Let me say it again. It is sold out. Period. Okay? If you're getting a random DM message on Twitter or on Discord, or somebody posts a stupid link in one of the chats or whatever, I don't care what it is, don't fall for it. Those are scammers. They want your money. Those are pretending, oh yes, we're doing a random sale, we have like 500 left, you have to be quick, this is the mint price, you can mint 5, you can do this. Guys, come on, don't fall for it, man. These are scammers, okay? I need you guys to be smarter than this. Don't trust any random DMs, and if anything, you should really have your DMs closed. I'll repeat, have your DMs closed. I don't want to open my Discord right now because, you know, there may be some personal stuff in there. But if you don't know how to close your Discord DM, post it in the general chat, ask somebody, Google it, find out. You need to learn in this space on your own. And once you've learned, apply. Close your Discord DMs and don't trust anybody. Nobody, I'm sorry to say, but nobody cares all that much about you. That's the sad truth. If somebody messages you and they say, man, you're the best, I want you to win, mint this. This is already a 10 ETH floor. Oh, I want to send you $1 million. Oh, you know, I won the lottery, I want to share with you. All this is crap, okay? Unless they're your family members or a true friend and they're like, yeah, man, I want to send you, you know, thank you for helping me, I want to do this. That's different. But genuinely think about it. What stranger do you think will send you $1 million? Come on, man. Come on. Like, this is common sense. Please stop falling for these bloody scammers. I'm begging you guys. But that's pretty much it, guys. I really think this is literally everything. Keep an eye on Apes R Us. I am very bullish. I am not stopping. I am, you know, I'm watching the floor on a daily basis, and every day I'm buying more. I just picked up this bad boy right here. I paid 1.5 ETH and I love it. I'm not saying it's the rarest. I'm not saying there's anything, you know, particularly out of the blue aside from the crown. but I personally connected with it, and I was like, I'm not gonna wait for this to get sold to somebody else. I want it, and I'll tell you why I connected with it is because it's very similar to my Neo Tokyo Citizen S1 NFT. I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but in essence, so he doesn't have anything in his hand. He's got the sword at the back. It's some sort of ninja looking guy, right? And yeah, and he's a king, and this is literally it. The background is like chill vibes, you know. He's got the samurai clothes, he's got the sword at the back, but nothing in his hand, and obviously the crown. So I obviously related to it, like I said, very similar to my S1. But yeah, guys, yeah, like I said, I'm very bullish on Apes R Us. Not financial advice. What I'm personally doing is I'm watching it every single opportunity that I get to buy a very unique NFT. I go for it, and yeah, I'm acquiring. You know, I'm not stopping, man. The floor price gets me excited. Okay, this is like there's a lot of newbies that like you really need to listen to this carefully. Okay, the way this space works is very interesting. You know, flippers come in and they get wrecked, okay, and holders get rewarded. So, you know, when you see something like this, it's common sense that the flow will go down because people got in for the wrong reasons with zero research. Like, please, I need you guys to understand, okay? Pretty much, if there was 3,000 sales, I would imagine close to 3,000 of these were complete strangers that bought on the secondary with zero knowledge, zero research. And the reason why I think this would be accurate is because the minters had a chance to mint before the hype, you know? Like, yes, some maybe still FOMO, that maybe they decide, oh, I'm going to buy one or two more. That is possible the case, but it's majority people that did zero research. So it's obvious that, you know, they didn't stick around in the Discord. They didn't get the chance to learn who we are, who's Apes R Us, what are some things that we have done, none of that. And, you know, they came in, then they sold, they freaked out, and then it was like, oh no, this is going to zero. On the other hand, the true believers, man, we are accumulating, we're still buying. You know, this flow gets me very excited. You know, I'm like in the last 24 hours I bought two, and they weren't floor, they were above floor, keep in mind, you know. So I'm always watching, and I don't want to say this because it's not financial advice, but as a matter of fact, I'm not going to say it, but peep the message, what I just said. I'm watching, okay? I don't want to tell you what to do, but I'm telling you what I'm doing. I'm watching, okay? And I'm not selling, I'm acquiring, okay? This is the acquisition stage. This is a very good time. And again, the holders are looking very strong. Basically, on average, most people own only 2 Apes R Us, which is a very, very bullish sign, okay? Yeah, look, like I said, if you're new, these are things that you really need to start paying attention to. And particularly when utility is about to drop, which is very, very soon. I really need you guys to, you know, think outside the box. What is the most likely thing to happen once utility and all this stuff comes about? Really think outside the box. I'm really trying to think, is there anything else that I missed? I think that's probably everything, guys. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Bunch of really dope merch. Let me guys actually show you something real cool, real quick actually. So this is that the hoodie that I told you about. So man, it's freaking, I haven't even worn it. It literally just you know, stays there. So this is the hype / cartoon collab, which is freaking awesome. You know, you got the logos and everything everywhere, and the quality, guys, I can't stress over the quality, man. Like it's out of this world. I don't know how clear the sound was because obviously I was away from the mic, but yeah, man, the quality is insane, and the tags and like the way the packaging, oh my god, man, the packaging alone is the most high-end packaging that I have seen in my entire freaking life. And I'm not joking. I bought really expensive things in the past from major brands, you know, like Nike, Adidas, or whatever, and nobody I have ever witnessed in my entire freaking life has better packaging than 4 Stages and any of the collabs that Cartoon has basically done collabs with. It's insane, completely out of this world. Shit, it's on the other side, but anyway, like the boxes and the packaging, it's like super high-end, really super high-end stuff, really amazing stuff. But yeah, guys, I really think this is it. Look, you'll find me inside the Discord if you have any questions. My name is The Chosen One. I'm one of the moderators in there. Any questions whatsoever, my DMs are open at all times. Send me a DM if you're confused, if there's unsure about something, if you're feeling scammed, security, whatever it is, I don't care. Send me a DM or post it in the chat. We're more than happy to help you. We're there to help you. Yeah, we're very, very committed to Apes R Us. All of the moderators, as a matter of fact, we see the vision. You know, we've been here for a very long time and we're not going anywhere. But yeah, this is a very long video. I think we've been going for about an hour, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions whatsoever, please, again, reach out. Happy to help you guys. But that's about it from me, guys. Again, my name is Rob. This is All Things NFTs. I am extremely bullish on Apes R Us. I hope you guys see the vision and get ready for takeover, because as you see in my Twitter banner, that's exactly what we're about to do. It's Apes R Us versus everybody. And let me zoom in real quick. Let's fucking go. We're all gonna motherfucking make it. 2022. Catch you guys later.